Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is LIPGLOSS. I am very casual today, so before I even get started, do not come for me. I am not super glam. I am on chill mode with you guys, just kind of chat and all of that good stuff. This is just like a basic day for me. So if you ever wonder what I look like on a basic day, this is probably what I look like because I just don't do much of a makeup. I actually was not affiliated, not me personally, but like my family and my mom. My mom was actually really good friends with Selena Quintanilla, the famous Tejana legend. I know all of her music and all of her songs, not because like I fell in love and I wanted to, just because I grew up listening to all of it. And the year that she died, I think it was like 1994 or somewhere around there. I was born in 1994, so I was like 1 year old, or like about to be 1 year old when she passed away. So I never really got to meet her because I was always with my grandma being babysat and all of that great stuff while my mom was always with her. It's a really long story about that my mom has told me about how she met Selena and how they worked together. And basically my mom started off working with her, and then through that Selena would always tell my mom, like, I have big dreams for you, I want you to be a model, like all of this stuff. So throughout time of their friendship, my mom was, you know, modeling her clothes with her, and one of her famous pictures where she's hanging off a light post, I think I've posted on Instagram before, it's been cropped, but it's Selena hanging there. The uncropped version is actually my mother leaning against the wall, and it was like a best friend photo shoot of my mom and Selena together. I think that's one thing people probably don't know about me, is that my family or my mom was linked to a legend, a super big legend. I bet you guys didn't know that I was a dancer. When I was in elementary school transitioning to middle school, I actually was a tap dancer. I did ballet, and I did street dance, and I was a cheerleader. I actually auditioned for a talent show 1 year in my elementary school. I was dancing to I'll Be the One by Backstreet Boys. I think the theater arts teacher at the time was like, oh my god, like that's so brave of you, whatever. And this is back in like 2000, what guys, 3? I don't know, like I don't know. She got me a scholarship, so for 3 years I was a cheerleader, tap dancer, I did ballet and street dance. So I think that's a little something that a lot of people don't know about me. And I feel like that also goes a lot with the creative side of me. Number 3 was I was a cheerleader in elementary. Nobody knows that. I still have my pom-poms, I think back home in Texas in the attic or something. They were green and crazy, and I used to do kicks. And I had one best friend, I think, on me that actually, her mom and my mom were best friends at the time. And I was like, Mom, please, 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 please. And I think my mom kind of did it for like a beneficial of her, not really like thinking about like, oh, like let her do cheerleading, whatever. It was more like, let me kick it with my best friend while our kids are performing, because they would like get drunk and have fun and just be messy bitches at the parades and all that we were cheerleading at. Number 4, I was an actress from elementary school all the way to high school. I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't know. I was in junior Broadway plays, Annie Jr., Dear Edwina, and I sang. I actually like sang, like whether it was opera, actually singing, I sang, and I think that was before hormones and all of that kicked in, and like all that got into play or whatever. I just got a deeper voice, and like I stopped singing so much and all that, so I really just couldn't sing anymore in musicals and all that. And I was always the lead roles in a lot of the things. I was a part of the Thespian Society, which is a young actors guild, I believe. I was coached by Ed Gildersleeve. My all-time dream ultimately was to be an actress in Hollywood on the Disney Channel or something like that. I was so committed. I was always a part of auditioning for stuff in San Antonio, Texas, and every time I did make the cut, so I was like, what the fuck, how come I'm not on the Disney Channel? Number 5 is I graduated high school in 3 years, and I skipped a grade level. From where my birthday fell and how I was enrolled in school, everyone that was like my age kind of was a grade above me, or like I was like a couple months away, but then I would turn that age and everyone was ahead of me. I don't know, it was the way like my birthday fell. When I got to high school, I had just made such best friends with everyone a grade above me. When I was like in 6th grade, all my friends were in 7th grade. When I was in 7th grade, all my best friends were in 8th grade, and just carried over to high school. And I think in high school, amongst just life dilemmas and drama and stuff like that, I really thought about it, and I was like, I want to get out of here as fast as I can. Like, I knew I was not meant to stay in Texas, and I knew I wanted to just hurry up and grow up and get out of there, because I knew at 17 you can move out and be trialed as an adult in Texas. So I was just so committed to getting what I needed to get done and getting the hell out of school so that I could go to college or pursue my dreams and all of that good stuff. So I took like a million bajillion night classes, and my mom was not for it. My mom was like, if you want that, you're gonna pay for that on your own. I'm not gonna help you pay for any of that. She did not help pay for any of that. I was like 15, 16 at the time. I actually got a job as a receptionist and a nail salon. Right after school, I would book it to the mall or book it to another location that they had, and I was a receptionist. I was there answering phones, and I was there until 9 o'clock at night. And then on other nights throughout the week, like I think it was like Tuesdays and Thursdays, I had night school. So right after getting high school at like 4 p.m. I would go straight to the other side of town, carpool with a bunch of my buddies. But this school was like for people that were behind, not necessarily there to get ahead. So these are people that were failing credits and they needed to make up in order to pass to the next grade or graduate. So I was going there and just getting ahead and paying for classes that I didn't even really need to take. I remember having to persuade my principal, having to persuade my counselor, give them a whole dedicated reason as to why I was doing it. And I remember at the time, because I was so involved in acting and even acting in high school, I had told them it was for acting and to hurry up and finish school so that I can pursue my dreams of becoming an actress in Hollywood or something like that. I don't know. And because my credentials and grades and everything were so high, they were all A's and B's, they were like, they honored it and they were like, sure, you can do it. So number 6 is I moved out of my mom's house at 17. Me and my mom got into a big argument, and I believe it was over my dad, rest in peace, and it was just about child support and all this stuff. So I remember me and mom got into a big argument. I was 17 at the time. I just turned 17. She was like, you don't like it so much, get out, like leave. And so I did. I packed all my stuff and I moved out, and at 17, ever since then till now, I'm 22 now, I have never been back home. I have never asked for anything. That was completely my, not just own it because I love my mom dearly, but that was my like grow up on my own and have to find things and will and deal on my own way, because there was no coming back home for me. And I just felt like if I was to go back home, it would be like working backwards. So whenever I got into a rut that felt like I was stuck, I would just hustle and work 10 times harder so that I will never be back home, because I graduated early and did everything just to get out of home because it was not for me. I needed to get out of there. Number 7, when I was born without a heartbeat and I was born without breathing. My mom was not able to hold me right away. They pulled me out and I was not crying. I was not anything. My mom was like, what's going on? What's going on? All the doctors thought that I was probably a stillborn, all of that. So immediately when they pulled me out, they cut the umbilical cord. I was not crying, I was not breathing. They put tubes down my throat, and I believe they put me in like a little heating machine type thing. But I was a big baby. I was like 11, 10 pounds. I don't know what happened, but when I was born, I just came out dead. They revived me. Doctors brought me back to life. I don't know how. But my mom just always tells me that. She was like, you were actually born not even breathing. And it was like traumatic. So I was like, oh my god. To get a little bit more sentimental on the serious side, number 8, this is really opening up with you guys. I bet you guys did not know that I was a victim of child abuse. Growing up, I had just a very vicious stepfather, and he was always, you know, just on me, and like everything was a spanking, and everything was just so harsh on me as a kid growing up. And I just think he had a lot of personal issues, so I never really, you know, understood it or whatever. But I remember at one point in my elementary school, I did report it, and like Child Protective Services was involved in a big thing. Kind of really died down throughout the years as I got older and I got more affiliated with the situation and started standing up for myself. That's why I do take it really seriously when other people talk to me about, you know, things they're going through or previous situations. I always say to everyone, sometimes the prettiest faces or the most beautiful smiles hold the most traumatic backgrounds or the most craziest life experiences. So overall, never judge a book by its cover, because you honestly never know where they came from or what they've dealt with, but that's something personal. Number 9 can be, I bet nobody knows that when I transferred colleges, I went to FIDM in Los Angeles, but I did not graduate from FIDM. I know I told everyone that I went to FIDM. I transferred to the Art Institute of North Hollywood, the Argosy University, and that's where I got my associates. And with my associates, I left and pursued other things in life. Sometimes I feel like I wasted my time in school, because everything that I do now, the entrepreneurship and just like being in the scene and all of the beauty and glam and fashion, it's just like, did I waste all my money for something I didn't even need? So I was like, what the heck? Number 10 can be a little crazy. In middle school, I spread a rumor that I had sex with someone, and it was like so intense, and they'd be like, damn, like really do that. And then when I got to high school, from freshman year all the way to my senior year, so like for 3.5 years, I dated this girl on and off, but I was just like, I don't know, I was actually genuinely so in love with her. My whole family knew her. Everyone still talks to her here and there. Like, she's still really a great friend of mine, but we dated on and off, and I remember telling her at freshman year, like, just saying, like, I don't want you to think that I'm using you and all of that stuff, so, like, I don't want to have sex. But I think, honestly, I didn't want to have sex because I was still confused about just me and myself. I actually lost my virginity my senior year in high school to a boy, and then after that I was just so shaken up that that happened that I like ended that off, and then I broke up with like him from whatever was going on and re-picked up with my ex-girlfriend, and we started dating again, and then that's when I lost my virginity with a girl. So I feel like a fun fact about me is that I never did lose my virginity, and like before with the girls I dated and all of the relationships, that was like rumors that I think me and a friend spread or something, just being silly and being in school and stuff. But I actually waited until I was about to graduate from high school. That is a whole thing. I always say save it. Save it, save it, save it. Save your purity and all of that good stuff until you're married and all of that good stuff. But thank you guys for watching. That is 10 things that you probably didn't know about me, from personal to not so personal to all the way around. Love you guys so much, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, go ahead and give this a thumbs up. Comment below what other videos you would like to see. Live your life to the fullest capacity that you can, because life is too short. Bye guys, love you so much.
Oh baby, I love your madness. It's so